Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So today we are going to talk about El Clasico. So Barcelona will face Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. So we know how these games are going to go. There's going to be a lot of tension, frustration. The adrenaline is going to be so high for many fans. And we know that the stakes are very high for both teams. If we look at the league table here, Barcelona at the moment is 2 points ahead of Real Madrid. Not too long ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, Real Madrid was on top, leading by 2 points. So this game will give Barcelona the chance to go 5 points clear ahead of Real Madrid. And this has been one of the tightest races we have encountered in a very long time with Real Madrid ever. Because one day Real Madrid is first, and then Barcelona is first, and then we have Barcelona going second, and then Real Madrid going second. So it's always fluctuating. It's always going up and down between these two teams. And the reason why I believe that it is so hard to capitalize and be first and stay there in first place is because Real Madrid is desperate to win the league this season, and it could possibly be Zidane's main goal this season, because we know how badly Zidane wants to win the league. Because over the past 11 seasons, Barcelona has won 8 La Liga titles. Real Madrid, they won 2 La Liga titles out of 11 seasons. So I can see the motive behind Zidane's focus to win the league. And he said here back on March 2019, when he did come back and take charge of Real Madrid last season, he said, "I have always maintained that the league is the most important thing for me, as it's the day-to-day. It's the most complicated thing to win. We'll try to start La Liga in the best way next season. That'll be an important idea pre-season onwards. It has to be the primary objective without disrespecting any other competitions." So now we are here, and this is Zidane's chance to win the league. And in order to win the league, in order for Zidane to win the league, he has to win games like this against Barcelona. He has to win these Clásicos. So tomorrow, it is not going to be easy for us. By no means. I don't care if Real Madrid is struggling at the moment. When it's El Clásico time, it is El Clásico time. And so, has Real Madrid been able to bring in the performances and results this season to show why they are worthy to win the league title? No. Real Madrid has not had their best season. We have seen Real Madrid very vulnerable at the back multiple times in this season. Statistically, if we look at the whole season, have they had one of the best defensive lines this season? Yes, they have. But when they do become vulnerable at the back, it is during those big games. They fail to show up on big occasions. And if you want to be considered one of the best teams in Spain, you have to win big games in the UCL, in La Liga, in the Copa, everywhere, in order to build that momentum and that motivation and carry that energy into the league. You have to be good all around, and Real Madrid has not been that team. And if we look at the whole season, right, we're looking at every competition for Real Madrid. They failed to show up against PSG. They lost 3-0. They tied against Club Brugge 2-2, then tied again against PSG 2-2. They lost against Real Sociedad 3-4. And then if we look at their most 3 recent games, they tied against Celta Vigo 2-2, lost against Levante 1-0, and lost against Manchester City 2-1 at the Santiago Bernabeu. So is this Real Madrid side going to be known for choking on big occasions? Did Zidane not mentally prepare them well enough to believe that they can defend their lead? And could we see this version of Real Madrid go up against Barcelona tomorrow? Because right now we don't know what Real Madrid we are going to get tomorrow. And Barcelona has been in a very familiar situation. We know how disorganized they can be at the back, and sometimes we do find them unalert, like in that one situation against Napoli when they were taking that corner kick and Semedo was not alert enough to know that they were about to take that corner kick. We have tons of moments like that. But what I do respect though is that Barcelona have been making the best out of what they have. If we look at the past 3 La Liga games that they have played, they beat Real Betis 3-2, they beat Getafe 2-1, and they beat Eibar 5-0. And they did all of this without a striker, without a real number 9. We have seen this team score as a collective. We have seen midfielders score. We have seen defenders score. So they are stepping up. Ever since Quique Setién'S did take over Barcelona, we have been in a transitional period. This Barcelona that we have right now is much more energetic energetic, more intense. We do need the ball much more quicker. They are demanded to get the ball much more quicker. So we have seen a slight change in this squad under Quique Setién. Since Quique Setién took over, Barcelona has done what Real Madrid has been struggling to do all season, and that is reacting to being 1 goal down or 2 goals down. Barcelona has done amazing doing that. The best example was against Real Betis. We don't get into a little cocoon and be like, okay, they might win, we might lose. We react back, and that is something that Real Madrid hasn't been able to do over the course of the whole season. And so there's pros and cons to both teams. We know that both teams are not in their best form at the moment, and I want to ask you guys this question, right? Could we be in a small era where we are experiencing one of the worst El Clásicos? Because if we look back 5 to 6 years ago, we had players like Messi, Ronaldo, Iniesta, Xavi, Bale, James, Dani Alves, Neymar, all in their prime of their careers. We know how good they were and the quality that they brought to El Clasico. And I'm not saying that tomorrow's El Clasico is not going to be exciting, but the quality has taken a dip. We're not getting what we used to see back then, which was 5 to 6 years ago, because the quality of these two teams was just amazing back then. And I can't think of any player from Real Madrid who represents them well, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but Real Madrid has no figure where we can say, hey, that's the guy that represents Real Madrid. And for Barcelona, we do not play the most attractive football. We do look slow at times. And so these two teams, Real Madrid and Barcelona, has taken a dip in terms of quality, and El Clasico is not what it used to be. If we look back at the game between Barcelona and Real Madrid at the Camp Nou that happened last year, where we ended 0-0, there was no goals, no energy, no standout performances. Both teams looked very reserved. Everyone wanted to play it safe. Now the question is, could this all change in tomorrow's match? The reason why I ask that, and the reason why I believe that this could change by tomorrow, is because this will be Quique Setién's first El Clasico as Barcelona's manager. We know what type of coach Quique Setién is. We know how he reacts during these big occasions, and this could be a huge game for Quique Setién. And he was in this interview, and this is what he said: I will enjoy this match. I am aware of the importance of the game and I want to win it, but I will live it as if it were my debut as a player. I'm very excited. And do we know that Quique Setién loves to play risky, attractive football? He wants his players to express themselves, and we have seen glimpses of that over the past 4 to 5 games. And so yes, Quique Setién is new to this El Clasico, but he is not new to facing Real Madrid. Quique Setién has beaten Real Madrid before with Real Betis. He has the experience. He knows what it takes to beat Real Madrid. And he is a man that does not rest, because he did attend that match between Real Madrid and Manchester City. And they asked him, what are you doing in this match, right? Because people were curious, and this is what he said: I did not go to the Madrid versus Manchester City game just to see Pep. I went to watch the game. We talked a little about everything. What City did at the Bernabeu can help us, but to a certain extent. So he does have the winning experience with Real Betis. He has analyzed Real Madrid recently, so we should expect a very big game from Quique Setién tomorrow. He is coming prepared. There is a high chance that he is coming with a specific game plan. He knows what to do. I don't know what he's going to do, but what I do know is that I want to point out 2 things that I believe could really help us to win the game tomorrow against Real Madrid. And so the first one is to take the chances that we are given. Real Madrid do make mistakes at the back, and we know that. We know how they react. We know that they choke when they are in that big stage. The game against Manchester City was the best example of that. If we look at these chances that Manchester City had, right, we can see that Kevin De Bruyne had the ball. He passed it through 2 players and straight to Jesus, and Jesus missed that chance. Then if we look at the second chance here, we can see that the Man City defender lobbed the ball over to Jesus, I believe. He maintains possession and he missed that chance again. And then if we look at the third chance here, Jesus has another chance to score that goal and he missed it. So Man City could have won 5-1, but this Manchester City side was not clinical enough to make it 5-1, 4-1. So I expect Griezmann to be in his best form tomorrow. Whatever tactics and plans Quique Setién has tomorrow, one of his main goals will be to utilize Griezmann in the best way possible, because we will need to put those goals in. We will get those chances, and Griezmann has to take advantage of that. The second thing I want to point out is to start Arturo Vidal. And the reason why I say that is because if we look at that game between Manchester City and Real Madrid, Vinicius and Mendy were wrecking havoc on that left side. They looked extremely dangerous. They knew what to do with the ball. They were creating play. And if we look at their heat maps here, we can see how effective they were on that left hand side. And so there is a high chance that those two players will start in tomorrow's game. And we do not want those two players to wreak havoc on our right side. So in order to stop that, in order to stop those chances, or at least decrease those chances of Vinicius and Mendy, is to start Arturo Vidal on that right hand side. And I know that sounds weird to put Arturo Vidal on the right wing, but he is the only player good enough to stop those plays from happening. We know how intense he can be. We know how physical he can be. And if we look at his heat map here against Napoli, we can see that he was very, very effective on that right hand side. In fact, he was so effective that he received a red card. But this is El Clasico that we are talking about, and I believe one of the key tactics in order to beat Real Madrid is to start Vidal on that right side. He will do the job. I believe in that player. And again, putting him on that right wing side will only bring good things to us. And so that leads me to my predicted starting 11. This is who I want to see start in the starting 11 against Real Madrid. I want Semedo, Piqué, Lenglet, and Junior Firpo on the back line. In the middle, De Jong, Arthur, and Busquets. And up top, Vidal, Messi, and Griezmann. And if you guys don't know, it has been official from Barcelona themselves that Jordi Alba is officially cleared. He has the green light. He is fit to play. And if you guys are going to ask me, should he play tomorrow? I don't think that he should play. I did explain this in my last video. I don't think that we should force him into the starting 11. I want to actually put Junior Firpo on the left hand side. I believe in that player. I know that he will do well, and I know that he will mature. So let's not force Alba in. And there are going to be questions like, is Ansu Fati going to be there? Is Braithwaite going to be there? And the only player that I do want to see come in and start in that front three is Ansu Fati. I do want to see Ansu Fati participate in this game. I understand that he's not mature enough to probably play in this Clasico, but this is where stars are made. Messi became a star for doing well in El Clasico, and I hope to see Ansu Fati do the exact same thing. Even if it's for just 10 minutes, I do want to see Ansu Fati participate in this game. So that's it for today's pre-match preview. Again, I'm very excited for this match. I cannot wait. I will be covering this game. After it's over, I'm going to make a post-match review as soon as possible, and I want to end it with a score prediction. So my predicted score for this match tomorrow is 2-0. I know it's very bold. I know that many of you guys might say that it could be 1-0 or maybe even 1-1, but I'm going to say 2-0. Will it be a very tough match? Of course it is. But I believe that with Messi, Griezmann, and probably Ansu Fati and Vidal, they can do the job in order for us to get the 3 points tomorrow. Again, I want to thank you guys for watching. Let me know your score prediction for tomorrow's match, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.